I'm gonna try and film this before my eyes start watering really bad, because for some reason over the past few days and like this week I've become very light sensitive, and as soon as I'm like faced with bright light my eyes start watering, so my light is definitely not helping this, but whatever. Oh no, I need to start this vlog, so we're gonna push through anyway. But hello, my name's Bailey. Welcome to a reading vlog. I'm officially on winter break, which is exciting. I have time to chillax a bit because school has been a lot. I have a little bit of homework to do over the break, but generally speaking, I'm free. I want to do a lot of reading. I still have some books, some as in a lot of books, on my Clear Your Shit Readathon TBR. Basically, I've completed 5 spaces on this little board. I think I in total have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 13 books on this TBR that I haven't read yet. I don't intend to read them all. I'm not stupid. I'm a realist. But I do have 3 books I do want to get done by the end of the year, and I'll talk to you about them as I read them, I suppose. I love the motivation of getting to cross stuff off at the end, so as much as I know I'm not going to finish all of these, the satisfaction of crossing some of them off is enough for me. So let's move into the book I'm reading right now. That is What Unbreakable Looks Like by Kate Mclaughlin. No, Mclaughlin. Something. This is an ARC I received from Wednesday Books. Thank you, Wednesday Books. But also, sorry, Wednesday Books, because this came out in June and I'm reading it now. So, oopsie. I'm about 16, 17 pages into this, so not very far. But yeah, should have read this in the summer, did not do that, and now I'm getting around to it because I'd feel even more shame if I didn't read this by the end of the year. So, we're gonna do that. This book is about human trafficking and sexual assault and the repercussions of that, you know, PTSD. So, trigger warning for that, I suppose. But this book follows a girl named Lex, and she was sex trafficked, and she's like 16, and then she gets rescued, and then her boyfriend and his friends rape her, and it's dealing with her trauma and like the resurgence of that trauma. I haven't read the full description, I just know that much because I don't like going into books knowing the whole synopsis, but yeah, heavy trigger warning for sexual assault on this book, and from like the 16, 17 pages I've read, it's pretty graphic about things, so yeah. I really like reading books about like dark topics and that are like really gritty, so I'm excited for that element of this book, but I'm also concerned because sexual assault stuff is rough, dude. Like, it's hard to read sometimes. So yeah, that's my current read. I started this last night, and I have nothing else really on the go. So this is really all I have to talk about, so I should probably read more of this. This intro is so bad. It kind of hurts my soul. Like, I'm gonna edit this down to be, you know, okay, but just know that there's a lot of just crap that I've thrown out here with my words that's just not gonna see the light of day because it's the worst. This intro is so short and so bad. That's what she said. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk to you later when hopefully I've done something notable to talk to you about. Hey there, I didn't abandon this vlog. Sorry, the TV's really loud. I'll turn that down. I didn't abandon this vlog. I just didn't read anything and didn't update this vlog, so kind of abandoned this vlog. Anyway, it's the 26th. Happy holidays. Late Christmas. Hey. I'm kind of depressed. Haven't read anything. Kind of hating everything. Really sad for no reason. So, that's really good. But Christmas was fun. Kind of. I'm back. But I can't get the motivation to get off the couch and stop watching Big Bang Theory, so I don't know what to do. By the way, every Christmas there's a Big Bang Theory marathon, and since I lack motivation and I'm just sad all the time, I watch it, but then I can't stop watching it. I can never figure out what time to stop. I want to go read, I want to go take a bath, but I can't, because I'll miss Big Bang Theory, even though I've watched it before. When do you leave? I haven't figured that out. I just keep falling asleep on the couch and then waking up in the morning. So I don't know what to do. I'm confused. But I'll catch you when I'm not sitting on the couch watching Big Bang Theory, because it just came back on. So we'll see what's going on. Hello. So I finally like gotten dressed, and like it is nighttime, but I got dressed for the day. and I'm finally feeling up to filming. I just haven't been feeling it, you know what I mean? I kept turning on the camera and being like, you're ugly, you have nothing to say, and you can't speak, so no. Now I'm feeling a little bit better, so that's always a little bit positive. Anyway, it's the 28th, meaning that there's only 3 more full days of December left. Not very good, because that also means that there's only 3 more days of 2020 left, which is also not very good. Like, it's good, but it's not good because I haven't completed any of my goals. Like, I think I might have mentioned before, but like you can tell by my lack of reading, I've kind of hit a bit of a slump, but we can't let that take hold because I'm trying to be productive for the last 3 days of December, and I've had to modify my goals because I am 30 pages into this. I'm 36 pages into this. Oh my god, I impress myself every day. Yeah, I read like, I don't know, 20 pages? No, it's not even, yeah, 20 pages of this, I guess, yesterday, so go me. Not very far through, so that's a struggle and a half, but I want to finish this at least by the end of the month, the year. Still, it's okay. Again, I'm only like 30 something pages in, so I can't really give you that many opinions. I'm not loving it, but I might be just slumping, so I'm not loving it. I can't tell. But yeah, I want to read this, but I also can't read this in the bath because I'm trying to annotate it, which doesn't really work out. So I don't know, should I start another book? I haven't really decided yet because there is only 3 days and I don't like bringing books into the new year. Like, I hate doing it with months even, so like bringing a book into the new year is really not something I want to do, but I might have to because like not being able to read this everywhere because of annotating it is making it harder for me to pick it up, so it's halting my reading and I feel like I'm not loving that. But when I haven't been reading this, I have been reading some comics, and I'm bringing this up for a reason because I did go to the comic book store today and I bought a few things. I also went yesterday with my dad and I bought a few things, so I'm just gonna combine them all. I also went to Indigo, so I'll show you all the stuff I bought, a little bit of book haul. I'll start with the actual like novel I got. It's the I don't want to pronounce this. Bailey, insert a pronunciation here. I don't even want to try and butcher this right now, or the author's name. The Bhagavad Gita by Eknath Easwaran. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. This thing is the Song of the Lord, and it's one of the best known of all Indian scripture. And it's like an explanation, a chapter by chapter explanation of it. My mom recommended this to me. I've been wanting to research more on like, I don't know, I guess research is the word, more about Indian, Sri Lankan culture, also like Buddhism and Hinduism. So my mom recommended this to me because she follows a lot of people who are, I don't know, influencers of that kind of stuff. She listens to a lot of podcasts and stuff, so she got this recommendation from somewhere. So I ended up picking it up. I want to read this next year because I am really interested in Indian culture and Sri Lankan culture and Buddhist and Hindu culture, because that's what I just said. Because I am mixed. My mom is Sri Lankan and she grew up Buddhist, and that kind of like South Asian and like Southeast Asian culture is very interesting to me, and it's kind of like my roots in a way. So I don't know, I want to know more about that. So this, whatever the pronunciation of both the author and the title is a book I bought. So that was at Indigo, but at the comic book store, I ended up buying Tokyo Ghoul Volume 2 and 3. I read Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1 earlier this year, and I gave it 3 stars, but I really did like it. I just felt like there wasn't enough story for me at that point to like rate anything higher, and I just been putting off buying the rest of the series or like more volumes of the series because I really was into it, and I really love the aesthetic in a way of the series. It's pretty gothic and like dark. I might have to reread the first one before I read this because it has been a few months. It might have been April or May that I read Volume 1, but it's not that big of a problem because they are manga, so they are pretty quick to read. Basically, there's humans and like ghouls, and ghouls are bad, like they kill people or they can kill people. But basically the main character, he is half human and he's half ghoul, and it's all about that. I'm probably gonna reread the first one, but I did remember liking it, but then never bought more. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to reread it because I do remember really liking this character, but I have no idea what her name is anymore, so that's rough. Will reread that in 2021. I ended up getting Volume 3 of Champions Outlawed, which is a comic series that I really like. Yeah, I don't talk about comics a lot, but I really like this comic series. The next volume comes out in January on the 6th, so I'm really excited for that. Gave this about 5 stars. This is great. I read it today. I don't talk about comics a lot. But I don't know. I dabble. My brother reads them, so usually I'll read a few of his. And this is a series I really like, so I ended up picking this up. In tandem with that, I ended up picking up Miss Marvel, which is a graphic novel about Miss Marvel. She is a character in this series, basically this series follows, like, they're called the Champions, but they're teen superheroes, so like Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, Nova, like those kind of people. It's following them, and like teen heroes have been outlawed, so they're outlaws, and they're, you know, getting captured by the government and trying to stand up against that bad law. And I really like Miss Marvel in here, so I ended up picking up the graphic novel that's about her. I don't know at what point in like the timeline this takes place, but I like the character a lot. So I picked it up anyway. It's really pretty. I really love the art style of this comic series. So I'm hoping the art style is at least similar in this one. It looks similar. But yeah, there's my little haul, I suppose. I need to get reading. Oh, I can also point out this book. I wasn't going to mention this book because I like didn't buy it, but I was given Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston. I was given this for Christmas by my friend Ava. She's been in a few vlogs. So yeah, I thought I'd point this out. This is a YA fantasy. It's about this girl. She has, like, I think a talking fox friend. I read Geekarella by Ashley Poston and I really liked it. But yeah, thank you, Ava. I'm so out of it right now, but yeah, back to this. I'm gonna try and get to page 100 tonight. Will that happen? I don't know. That's about this much reading. So it shouldn't be impossible. But knowing me, it might be impossible. This book is 323 pages. So theoretically, if I read 100 pages a day, I'll be done. But can I do that? I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting this vlog back on track. Yee. Here's Ava again. Wait, you can't look at my chips. Wait, I need to turn you the other way. Or else you're gonna see my gross room. Hey, Ava. What you reading?
Don't ask that. Okay. So I stopped. It's the German midwife again. but I got distracted from the German midwife, so I read another book called Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, and I finished it. So now we're back to this.
You're justifying the German midwife?
I am justifying the German midwife. They roll up again, and I still haven't finished this book. Yeah, well, it's not the book's fault. I just got distracted. The book is good.
It actually sounds interesting.
Yes, we witnessed a very graphic birth earlier. That was the whole thing.
Here she is. We're about to read. As I mentioned before, this is my book. We're trying to be productive. Yeah. What's your goal for this reading sesh, page count wise? What are you on right now, and then what do you want to get to? We'll check in after.
We talk what I'd like to get out of it, like 10 to 15 pages, but realistically, we're talking like probably 5 to 7.
Cool. I'm on page 336. Not 336, just 36. So I'm gonna hope to get to page, I think 50 is very generous with our reading speed together. So I'm gonna say 50 anyway, because I'm good at not accomplishing goals, but.
I'm on page 119, so. Theoretically, okay, so the next chapter is page 125. So theoretically, we can get there.
Solid, let's do this. So, final page count, 8 pages. Not horrible. I'm on page 44, so that's okay. I don't know, still no thoughts or like notable things to say, but slightly more progress. Your turn.
17 pages.
17? How did you do that?
Big. The words are a little bigger in this one, so it goes faster.
Wow. Congratulations. Productivity. Hey! I only ever film vlog clips at night. Maybe I'll try to curb that in 2021 and show you that I do exist in the daytime. I don't just awaken at night. But I am on page 74 of This Is What Unbreakable Looks Like. That's not the title, it's just what Unbreakable looks like. I've got mixed feelings because I'm liking it, but then there's also just a lot of unnecessary comments about race. Now, I don't know the race of the author. I assume she's white, but I could be wrong. I'll fact check that later on. But there's just a lot of comments on race. Like, for example, her uncle is black, and like every time he talks to the main girl, he says something about his blackness, and not in like a smooth way. Like, he'll be like, are you uncomfortable around me because I'm black or because I'm a guy? which first off, when you're around a sex trafficking survivor, I think you can kind of assume it's because you're a guy, but that's just my commentary. But that was the first comment. I was like, I'll let it slide, okay? I don't know. But then there's another comment when they were watching movies together, and she picked Get Out, which is a horror movie, following a black main character, and he was like, did you pick it because I'm black? And I'm just like, why is the author making such a point about the race of this character? And also, when Alexa, or Lex, the main character, is in this, like, rehab sort of facility with a bunch of other girls who've been, human trafficked and also had, like, drug abuse problems. There's this black girl who gets all pissed at the main girl and is, like, talking about her being white. And it was just, again, really weird, like, this weird commentary on race, but it wasn't even commentary, it was just, like, the unnecessary race comments. I don't get it. Like, the author is making it very clear the races of people, but for no reason. Like, at the beginning there was a black police officer and she compared it to Beyonce for no apparent reason, which I was just kind of like, why? So yeah, that's been noticeable in the first bit of this book, but I am liking, like, generally the story. Like, I am very interested in what's going on, but those little comments are kind of like, ooh. I'm planning on reading a bit more tonight. I want to get, like, over 100 pages tonight, because we're not really on track to finish this, but I need to for my own, like, sanity. But I want to film this clip because I have makeup on, and I want to go take it off because it's irritating my eye, but I did want to, like, film a clip with makeup on because I always film looking crusty. So yeah, I'm gonna go read. Okay, so it's midnight and I've read some of this. I'm now on page 110, and okay, I'm gonna just say now, this book is about a girl who was sex trafficked and then is later raped by her boyfriend. So, you know, trigger warning for that, and I kind of can't go on without kind of mentioning that more. So I'm gonna say if that is a trigger for you, you're probably gonna want to dip out on this video now. Honestly. See you in the next one in 2021, you know. Have a great day or night, but, like, this is probably when we're gonna have to stop talking if that's gonna be a big trigger for you, because I can't really avoid it any longer. But yeah, this book I wouldn't say is graphic. No, it is. There hasn't been any, like, super in-depth graphic sex scenes or rape scenes, but it's, like, pretty graphic in the language and also, like, mentioning the things that have happened to her. Also, like, a sex scene just happened that gave me so much anxiety. Like, she went to this party and she hooked up with a guy and it just, like, stressed me the fuck out because of, like, the way it was written. And, like, that's not a bad thing. I actually think it was written really well in the way that it stressed me the fuck out, because, like, you're in her mind and she's, like, sinking into this place in her mind that she had been in when she was being trafficked, which is how she was, like, dissociating when that was happening to her, and it was just, like, super anxiety inducing to read it. But every time a teenage boy is introduced in this book, I am trying to figure out if it's gonna be the future boyfriend who is trash. And there's a boy who was introduced, his name is Zach, who I really like. He reads, he annotates, and they talk about books, and I just hope, I pray that it's not him, because he doesn't seem like the type, but then, like, you always think they're not the type and then they do it, but he doesn't seem like the type to be a rapist. But you never know. It's a really weird, like, mindset I'm in reading this book, because it's just, like, every time a teen boy is mentioned, I'm like, is that gonna be the one? But I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to these two guys who are, like, gonna be big parts of the story, and I'm pretty sure Zach's not gonna be the boyfriend mentioned in the description, who is horrible. I hope. If he is, I'm gonna be real upset. Either way, I'm upset. But, like, just, I know it happens that people who are innocent on the outside can do heinous things, but I really just would rather not have to read that on this day or in the next few days, because it's just hard to address that fact in life. But yeah, I'm like, it's weird to say enjoying it, but I am enjoying it. I'm really liking the development of the main character and the friendship she's making, and like seeing her recovery, but then like those moments where you see her kind of relapse into this mindset that she was in, like it really is heartbreaking on this level, and like anxiety inducing, and you're like, no, like you want to reach in and help her, but you can't, you know what I mean? So I do like those elements, and I do like how gritty it is. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight and hopefully get farther through tomorrow. I'm thinking I need to get to like page 220 or 230 tomorrow to stay on track to finish it by the end of the month / year. But yeah, I'm liking this. Although I will say, lots of grammatical errors. I'm not gonna fault the book for that though, because this is an arc, uncorrected proof. So I'm gonna say that most of these grammatical things are probably fixed in the final copy. I don't know, but I'm gonna assume so. Just something to note, but it's probably not something to be worried about because, again, most likely was fixed for the final copy and won't really affect my rating. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now, I think, and then pick this up tomorrow. I did go grad dress shopping today, and I'm going to be grad dress shopping tomorrow and the day after, so we'll see if I film anything there. That's going interestingly. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a consciousness inhabiting this body and feel no connection to it, so it's really fun trying on dresses, but sometimes it is fun. I don't know. I feel mixed feelings on everything. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed, so toodles. Oh my god, I'm in the same place I was when I started filming yesterday. This is rough. What Unbreakable looks like. I'm on page 146, I think, and one of the big things in the synopsis just happened, and it fucked with my mind, so great. I am liking this in the way that you can like things that are extremely horrendous to read. I do have something to say though. I was just looking at the author's Twitter and stuff, and I'm pretty sure they are very well researched in the topic of sex trafficking, so I'm not going to question that in any way. I also don't really see any big problems with how that is being portrayed, so that's great. But I would like to say, being a teen who knows teen guys, I have a little bit of faith that not all of them would act the way that these men are acting. Yes, there are teenage guys and grown men who suck ass, but I just like hope, my faith in humanity is that there's some who don't. And currently at this school, like, these guys have found this online profile that this man made for the main character when she was being trafficked, and it has like nude videos and photos of her. And mind you, she is a minor, and these are videos and photos of her when she was being exploited, so they are illegal to possess and look at, basically. But they're just like, this big group of these teen guys are just looking at them and joking about it and being so open about consuming this content and knowing this about her, and they're making jokes at her and degrading her. And as much as there's probably some people in life who will do that, and I don't doubt that at all, but the amount of just like there's just so many of these teen guys just openly doing it in the school hallway. And I have enough faith in humanity, and I've been in high school long enough and know enough teenage boys to know that that's not really realistic. I don't know, like, I like to hope that my teenage boyfriends who wouldn't do this, but at the same time, I don't know, but like, I don't know, it's just like gross to read, because I'm just like, bruh, you are committing a crime like right here in the hallway and you don't care. And like, that aside, morally speaking, to look at a girl who you have just found out information that you're not supposed to know, like, you're not supposed to know that she's been trafficked. You were told this by a guy who also organized the rape of his girlfriend, which is a whole other thing, but you were told this information, so it's already not information you should know, so morally speaking, you shouldn't be sharing it. Two, you can look at this girl who's been violated in such a way and just do the same thing, or degrade her. Like, who does that? I hope people don't do that, or I hope it's a small minority of people who would do that, but like, I don't know. My faith in humanity wanes every day, and I'm not here to be like the defender of men. I really don't want to be that. But I want to say that I don't think this would happen. Like, I don't think in your high school hallway you would see people casually making light of sex trafficking. I just hope. I pray. I don't know. But yeah, I'm nearly halfway through, so I'm on track to finish this if I like grind my way through it. But yeah, it's kind of really hard to read, as with most things that deal with sexual assault. I don't know, it's intense. It's really hard to read. Like when one of the scenes in the synopsis, like I mentioned before, she does get sexually assaulted by her boyfriend and a group of people, and when that actually happens, I knew it was gonna happen, but when it starts happening, like, the lack of control I felt reading it, because I'm like, it doesn't matter what I want to happen, it's just gonna keep happening. And it was just like the lack of control I felt having to read that was upsetting. I suppose that's something I'll have to look inside myself to figure out. But yeah, I am quote-unquote enjoying this book though. There's only one guy in this book that I like. Zach. Praise be, I love you, Zach. I'm so glad that you exist, and if you start acting out, I will literally cry my eyes out, because you are the little shred of hope I have for humanity currently. Lex, the main character, has this friend that she made. Her name is Elsa. I love her. I love how she sticks up for Lex. It's very heartwarming to see. Zach, like I mentioned, we love him. But other than that, everyone else can choke. Like, full stop. Except for Chris and Jamal, that's her aunt and uncle. They're also super sweet, and it's nice to see like a positive mother figure in a book, because a lot of times you see like really toxic mother figures, and she does have a toxic mother, but I just like that Chris is doing her best and like is just so invested in helping out Lex, even though Lex sometimes believes that she doesn't really deserve it. It's just really heartwarming to see that much. But just in general, this is hard to read. Like, oh, I don't even know if this clip really said anything, but I'm going to try and get to page 220, because then I only have 100 pages to read tomorrow, and that seems realistic, because I really want to finish this. I don't want to bring a half-read book into 2021 at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to read with Ava tonight at some point, but yeah. I did it. Hello, so I'm doing this right now in between classes. Like, I woke up like an hour ago and rolled into class, so I haven't brushed my hair or anything. You know what? I'm kind of a mess, but if I don't do this right now, I'm never gonna finish this, so we're gonna do this. I ended up finishing this on the 31st, so happy 2021, by the way. My, like, end of year / beginning of the year videos will be up at some point in January. Right now I'm really busy with school, so we'll see whenever that happens, but I'm gonna say at some point in January I'll get that stuff done. Anyway, so I finished this. I ended up giving it 1 star, so my last read of the year was a 1 star. Love that for me. Yeah, didn't love this at all. To reintroduce the synopsis to you, this book follows a girl named, oh shit, it's like the 5th or the 6th, and I'm forgetting this book already. This book follows a girl named Lex, and she was sex trafficked by her mother's boyfriend's friend, and her name was changed to Poppy, and her and a lot of these other girls were all being kept in this motel, being trafficked out of this motel. Anyway, she ends up getting rescued along with the other girls, but she's the only one who ends up in rehabilitation, and later down the line she ends up living with her aunt and her uncle, and she moves to a new place, and she gets a boyfriend, starts going to school, but this boyfriend ends up orchestrating her sexual assault by multiple people, including him, and then, you know, and then it really just follows the aftermath of that. I don't think it was done very well, but that's what this is. Also, it's a debut novel, so I'm not gonna like rag on the writing and stuff too much, but I will say I don't think the writing was good. There was a lot of grammar mistakes and sentence mistakes, which might have been fixed in the final copy, who knows. The pacing of this book was really weird. Like, the beginning was really fast. Like, she goes from being sex trafficked to being rehab to living with her aunt after the rehab in like 100 pages, which was kind of really fast. I thought they were gonna, like, you know, maybe drag that a little more. Like, the writing felt very disconnected in that way, because I was like, whoa, we're just bouncing around. So didn't love that. And then, like, the middle was kind of dead, like, nothing was really happening at all. But what was happening, okay, there's a character, his name's Zach. And I like Zach, but I began to notice something throughout the book, because he's the only redeemable man in this book other than her uncle. Her uncle's good too. But throughout the book, Zach just ended up in every scene. Like, she'd be running away from school and he happens to be walking out of a classroom right when she's passing by to drive her home. Doesn't happen. Never happens. He happens to be in the hallway when she needs him. He happens to be on the street when she's about to get kidnapped again. Like, Zach's everywhere. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, he's the only ray of sunshine of the male population in this book, but, like, it was just noticeable that he was being placed places for plot convenience, and it just became laughable by the end. Speaking of the guys, though, I'm never going to be one to be like, I love men, like, they do no wrong. Because, like, I feel like we all know that men are the biggest perpetrators of this kind of crime, you know what I mean? Like sexual assault and stuff. Anyway, so I'm not gonna be the champion of men and male behavior, but I find it a little unrealistic how shitty the men in this book are. Like, I mentioned this before, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but, like, damn, they sucked ass. Like, they sucked ass. Editing Bailey here, trying to, you know, smooth out what I'm trying to say here a little more. But because she made the other men in this book so horrendous, Zach acting like a decent human being was praised so heavily. Like, yes, Zach is a good guy. But also, like, the bar is so low sometimes for guys. Like, oh my god, he didn't rape me. So delightful. Like, no, that's just decent human behavior. I don't know. It's just, like, it's something I see a lot in life. So seeing in a book without being challenged was just kind of annoying. Because, like, decent human behavior should not be rewarded. It should be expected. And then, because they all sucked so bad, the author said that, like, Zach's not like other guys, and it's just remixing the classic not like other girls line, and I was just like, ugh, that's not it. Speaking of not like other girls, though, we had 2 not like other girls statements in this book. And you might think they're justified because, like, technically she's been through trauma making her not like other girls, but that's never a justification for that statement. It's just weird. But also, she was being trafficked with multiple other girls. So she isn't even not like other girls. There are plenty of other girls with the same experience as her that she knows. And she was in a rehab facility full of girls who had been sex trafficked. So her statement just, like, is illogical. And she says it twice. She says it twice. You know what else she also says twice? I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Like, I thought in the year 2020 that we were done with those kind of phrases being in books coming out now. Like, it made me laugh out loud whenever I saw it. And sometimes those phrases would be said in these serious scenes, and it just took me out, because I was like, oh, why you do that? Like, did nobody edit that? Like, I just felt a little unedited, because who keeps those lines in? This is also in here. The author's white. She's also Canadian, but that's irrelevant to what I'm trying to say. The author's white, and Jamal is her uncle, and he is black, and he says the N-word once in this book, with the hard R, and I don't know how we feel about that. I'm obviously not black. I'm not here to police that. It does make me uncomfy when white authors use the N-word, but I'm not sure how we feel about it. I didn't like it, but I'm not the police on that, so whatever. In context, also, he's, like, quoting something else, but I don't know. It felt a little unnecessary. I was kind of like, okay. The handling of trauma in this book was whack as fuck. I think that the author does do research on sex trafficking, so I don't know if I, like, dislike that aspect of it, but I do dislike the fact that, so Lex has the boyfriend that sexually assaults her, and then she gets a different boyfriend, but by the end, he's a good guy. I'm gonna spoil for you, it's Zach. Anyway, the only good man. But basically, she attempts to assault him 3 times. Like, because of her own trauma, she doesn't believe that he should be a good guy, so she keeps, like, jumping on him and trying to get him to fuck her, basically. Which is sexually assaulting him. Like, she's attempting to sexually assault him, and she does it 3 times. And there is never any outward condemning of this action, and they begin to joke about it later on. And Zach is cool with it, the book is cool with it, they joke about it low-key, and I was just like, what the fuck? Having trauma does not excuse you traumatizing others. It doesn't excuse your actions, it's not an excuse. And I hate when books perpetrate that statement that, like, if you have trauma, you're, like, absolved of any guilt for anything else, you know what I mean? Like, it's irrelevant. So I hated that we didn't even condemn those actions. It just felt gross to me, and that was when I started, like, hating this book, because it happens multiple times throughout the book. I thought we were gonna move away from it. I can't believe they dated in the end. Back to their relationship for 2 seconds, though. the author really knows how to write a makeout scene. There was one really solid makeout scene in here. Loved that. She should lean more into that because that was good. I'm talking about the consensual one. The other scenes, like there's flashbacks to being sex trafficked, and those are really gross to read in like the way that they're supposed to be. Like it was really uncomfortable. And like it was pretty graphic, but like there wasn't, you didn't watch somebody get full on raped, you know what I mean? But it was, you were seeing like the lead up. It would be like a fade to black as soon as you know something's gonna happen. So you still get the effect. I would still say don't read this if it's a sensitive topic for you. I don't know if I'd recommend this anyway. I kind of think that's it for this book. I'm glad I finished it by the end of 2020 because I do feel bad I didn't read it in June. Again, thank you Wednesday Books for this arc. I didn't love this book, but appreciate you sending it to me. But yeah, this is my last read. 1 star, kind of sad about that, but at the same time, I don't really care about 1 stars. I know a lot of people are very stingy with 1 stars. I don't give them out all the time, but like, if something isn't good, I'm gonna give it a 1 star. But yeah, this is it. Thank you for watching this vlog. Happy 2021. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. I just need to get this vlog behind me. But yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Bailey. Bye.